Hey Aquarius, welcome to your December 2020 reading, and welcome to Sagittarius season. Let's jump right in. December is a really big month for you guys astrologically. There are a couple of major transits happening in your sign. On December 17th, Saturn moves from Capricorn into Aquarius, and 2 days later, on December 19th, Jupiter moves into Aquarius. So, very intense energy going on this month for you guys. Jupiter is it's a big placement because it's one that's going to be with you guys for quite some time. First two cards out. Strength. Knight of Swords. You start the month off feeling very in your bag and very in control. Very in control of your life. I know we talked last month about seeing where other people respect your boundaries and where they step over them. And so you've made a lot of those necessary cuts in your life. You've been shown over the course of Scorpio season where the true players on your team are and where you need to tighten up your ship a little bit. And so now that you've done that, you feel very secure. The Strength card is all about, well, first of all, it's tapping into your guys' oppositional energy of Leo. So that to me indicates that there is a equilibrium that's been reached between your native energy and your oppositional energy. You're able to utilize and tap into this Leo type energy more freely now. And what does that look like for you? That looks like you not folding under any pressure. That's you being in control of this lion, not necessarily having to bend your will to its demands. You know what I mean? Like a lion can be a very mischievous animal, and it could be, it knows its power, it knows the power it holds. You know what I mean? So you, as the master, quote unquote, of that lion, have to assert your dominance within your own life. And so you've done that, and that's really good. As we move into Sag season, which we're making that move currently as I'm filming this, you start to feel more and more communicative. As we leave fixed water and move into mutable fire, it starts to loosen up the channels of communication for you. You start to feel more able and willing and wanting to express your ideas and wanting to communicate how you want to move forward, how you want to set the intention for yourself on what this Jupiter placement holds for you. Setting the intentions around what is going to be transformed, because Jupiter is a planet of expansion and deep spiritual knowledge and spiritual learning. And so Jupiter being in your sign, it's going to be putting a magnifying glass and expanding everything in your life. blowing it up so you can look at the small nitty-gritty details of things that maybe you didn't want to take a look at before, that now you're going to have to, but it's okay because it's setting you up to elevate, right? But it's a really intense thing, and so it's good that you're clear-headed and that right now you feel very vibrant in your expression, because in order for this Jupiter placement to work for you, you need to bring to the table what it requires of you, which is some sort of footing into that next realm that you want to go, that you want to step into. Page of Swords. Yeah. It's about not limiting yourself in what you want to learn and what you want to not even want, what you're open to learning and experiencing over the next several months, the next year. Sorry about that. But yeah, this placement is going to be with you for the next year. December 2021, Jupiter will move into Pisces. But, well, for a brief period, from I think May till July, it will go into Pisces and then retrograde back into your sign. Anyways, nonetheless, Jupiter moving into your sign is a big deal. So the Page of Swords is all about not limiting the ways in which you expand yourself, which is just a fractal way of saying how you allow Jupiter to express that expansive energy in your own life, right? So we have Two of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, there's no use in really spending too much time deliberating or spending too much time being hung up on old ideas. I feel like the Two of Swords is you clinging on to something that you really wanted to do, or a way, or something that you saw working out a certain way, something that you saw yourself doing. Like you have a very specific image of what you think success for you looks like, right? And the universe is telling you that you don't need to get the thing in that way in order for it to be deemed successful. You are abundant and successful right now. Lean in to that energy and just let the fruitful opportunities come to you. I guess what I'm saying is, don't have laser vision on a specific thing right now, because there's many blessings and opportunities all around you that are just waiting to be transmuted into something great by you. That's the type of energy that Jupiter has. Jupiter is asking you to look around at what you already have in your life and expand it, because you have the power to, right? And really, anything other than doing that over the course of this Jupiter transit is going to be the influence of Jupiter cornering you into situations to get you to have to expand outside of your comfort zone, whether you like it or not. So either way, you're going to be put into a somewhat uncomfortable situation potentially, and you guys are very fixed and like that stable, secure thing, and so experimentation may be really scary for you in the initial stages of it, but it's worth it because you're protected in doing so. And like I was saying with the Page of Swords, you're in a space right now of consuming a lot of knowledge, so you're going to be learning new things, or that's implying, like, I don't want to say learning, you're going to be discovering new passions. You're going to be discovering new things that make you feel excited and new roads that you want to delve into. That's why it's so vital that you don't cling to what you think you know that you want, right? Because the universe is actively trying to show you more really amazing things that you are really going to enjoy. Okay? All right. Let's shuffle some more cards. I hope this is all making sense, but Jupiter is really, if you know anything about, Jupiter, it really, if you look at Ask Sagittarians, I'm a Sag rising. We went through, Jupiter being in our sign back in 2019, and then now Jupiter just left Capricorn, or is going to be leaving Capricorn. So it's a really it's one of those energies that the blessings and the downloads through it are ones that take a while to marinate, and they're long lasting. Like me as a Sag rising, I'm still just now in 2020 starting to see some of those seeds that were planted back during Jupiter traveling through, Sagittarius, just now starting to see some of those seeds start to germinate and come into this reality. And so there is a lot of, working in multiple timelines. You're right now doing the hard work of being open to all these possibilities and letting yourself explore maybe new things that maybe weren't even on your radar before. You're doing this and you're putting yourself in these uncomfortable situations right now because you need to have that foresight to think beyond where you are right now. Think where that version of you that's 5 years in the future is right now. Are you only going to want to be doing the things that you're doing right now, right? And if you are going to be wanting to do the same things 5 years in the future that you're doing right now, then why aren't you as happy and why don't you feel as celebrated in your life right now than how you're glorifying it to be in your head? If you're not going to want to be doing anything different than what you're doing now, then where you are right now should be like the epitome, the peak. You know what I mean? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's important for yourself to take, it's going to be very important for you to take yourself down these like mental pathways, because it'll be easy to want to revert back into like the safe option, the binary, set, more secure, more stable, more consistent option. But what you have to understand is over time, right, of doing this and putting yourself into a space of constantly being on the edge of your comfort zone, right, that will become your new stable, constant foundation. As fixed signs, a lot of our lessons to learn karmically revolve around understanding that the only constant is change. There's balance in everything, folks. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so let's keep shuffling. But yeah, like I was saying, there's balance in everything. There's always going to be the duality on both sides, right? People always think that truth is one thing. In actuality, truth is the disproving of one thing, but the proving of multiple things. For instance, like, I know that might not make sense if you don't see a visual. There's a really great visual I love by Nassim Harameh, or maybe it's not his, but he just reposts it frequently on Instagram. but it's a visual of basically an object that different sides of it are different shapes. So if you cast a shadow on it from this direction, there's a shadow of a circle on a wall. If you cast a light from above, below, it looks like a square on the ground, right? If you cast a light from the left side of the object, it casts like a triangle on the other wall. And basically, the diagram circles the different shadows, the shadow of the square, the shadow of the triangle, the shadow of the circle, whatever shape. And it circles all those shapes, those different shadows, and it says that that is true. What truth is that object in the middle that has very different varying sides. Each shadow is true. Just because the entire object is multifaceted, truth is a multi-layered thing. Duality really does exist on both ends of the spectrum. So, after the Wheel of Fortune, we have 10 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, 2 tens. I love to see it. The 10 of Wands is putting an end to a way of being that has been true to you for a long time. This is representative of the Jupiter aspect that we've been talking about, and that's a really big focus this month for you guys because it is a gateway. Over the next year, this is going to be catapulting you into a new life. Jupiter transits always do this for the sign that they're transforming, and it's a shock wave that will be felt for many years to come in the future. So it's really important to understand that, and that's a really exciting thing. That's really exciting. The reading is just affirming that this road that you walk is one that's long-term and stable for you. It's one that will follow you into the future, the road that you're on now. This is also, again, the duality in that meaning, signifying and representing the fact that you have just completed a very significant cycle as well. One that was long-term, one that followed you through many years, and one that, it probably feels like the shedding of a skin. You know what I mean? It can feel kind of uncomfortable shedding your old life and stepping into a new one. Even if certain elements stay the same, you yourself, you recognize are different. Which really isn't scary when you're in the moment, like doing the thing. But when you take a minute to kind of look at the grander timeline of life, and you start to see how really time is an illusion, and how it's crazy how you can think that you'll be on a road forever and exist in a certain space all the time, and then one day it just switches, and something changes, and you're different, and you build an entire new way of being. That's what Jupiter is, It's a stable road that you're going to walk down for quite a few years to come, and it's a very abundant one. It's one that's very fruitful. It's one where you can experience the gifts that you have come here with. The 10 of Pentacles is abundance and security on a very material level. You're pulling into this material physical realm now all the things that you have been doing the spiritual and like esoteric work around, if that makes sense. Like, a lot of blessings have been waiting for this Jupiter transit, to align in the sky for you to come through. You know what I mean? This transit is going to bring you into more alignment with the things that you have been actively manifesting into your life. And so those things start to come through now. Those things over the next few years of your life start to make their way in, which is a really beautiful thing. Again, with the Ten of Wands, it's the ending of something that was very consistent. You know, it was like a way of being, a way of living, a way of being. I know I have like an obsession with that phrase apparently today, but it's not this isn't all something that's going to like show up overnight, is what the Ten of Wands is kind of saying, and what the Ten of Pentacles is saying as well. This is something that is going to be like a slow burn into your life, but this is affirmation for you to not stress out, to not overthink, to not beat yourself up too much when things aren't as rosy in the meantime, right? Because this is all promised for you. The Wheel of Fortune is here for you. Ten of Wands, Ten of Pentacles. And the first card out is Strength, like it's you, right? The only thing that's going to stop you, the conflict, right? Because, like, sure, the conflicts will come. The conflicts will come, and maybe not physical like this, but just like the rowdiness, the more turbulent times may come, for sure. We all need to be put under a little bit of pressure sometimes. It's a good thing. The only way, though, that you would, quote unquote, lose the fight is if you choose to throw in the towel on yourself. That's like the big driving point, is things may not be all rosy all the time, and that's okay. There's a way to take all of this energy and use it as fuel, you know what I mean? Especially if you keep locked in your head where you're going. Last card is the Queen of Pentacles. You know, it's about holding this knowing close, this knowing that you are in a very stable, secure place, no matter how many times you transform in your life, you're always going to be secure in yourself. No matter how much uncertainty there is in your exterior surroundings, right now, you know that you are the Queen of Pentacles. You know that you are secure, that you are abundant, that you are capable, and that you are not under the control or under the blanket of power of anybody else. That you have divine backing, you know, with this Jupiter placement to really do what's needed to meet this, to meet your abundance, to meet your blessings halfway, right? So yeah, it's a really awesome month for you guys. It's the start of a really, really fruitful path. It's, you know, Jupiter, again, it's going to be a journey. It's going to be a experience, this transit for you. So there's no use in trying to like tense up and like get ready to brave through it, because it's something that's going to be an everyday thing for quite a bit of time. Just let it bask over you, and let it do its thing, and just be open to receiving its influence. And as long as you do that, and as long as you remember who you are, and you take that energy and you transmute it out whichever way feels best and makes you feel warm inside, then you won't go wrong. Jupiter will take that and run with it. So, yeah. All right, Aquarius. I love you so much. Have a beautiful month, and I will see you in January. Holy crap. Love you. Bye.